Howdy, folks. How y'all doing? And welcome to the live show. I think that it's all working now. How y'all doing? I am Vincent, and today we're going to be talking about this little thing no one has ever heard of on this channel. It's called Linux. So stay with me. Linux. Anyway, obviously I'm joking. I'm sure y'all already aware of what we're doing here. Installing some Linux distros in a virtual machine. So, I did get a request to install one last time. What was it called? Let me go back and look at the comments here, because I guess we can probably start with that one. Hold on a minute. It was a comment on last week's episode. Also, the audio sync issue shouldn't be an issue in this broadcast. Let me know if it still is, but it shouldn't be. All right. Here it is. Anyway, Nibrabro Linux or something like that, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to just search for that. And, okay, here we go. So I did find its website. And if we transition over to the website here it is. This is the website. This site is a work in progress. It's a modified version of Fedora Linux with user-friendly fixes added to it. Fedora is a very good workstation OS, however. Anything involving any kind of third-party proprietary packages is usually absent from a fresh install. A typical point-and-click user can often struggle with how to get a lot of things working beyond the basic browser and Office documents that come with the OS. Yada yada yada. Okay. Anyway, regardless of that, it sounds to me like that this is really something that makes a lot of sense. Also, I probably should record on this too. There, now we're recording. But yeah, so it's an interesting little Linux distribution, I think. And yeah, it sounds like it's got a bunch of different things in here. So I have actually dealt with Fedora a little bit before, but it's been a while. So let's see here. Looks like we have the ISO file right here, so let's just download it. Really? This has got to be like a network installer. Does it even say that? It doesn't say network. Okay, I don't know why I downloaded that quick. Maybe there's something wrong with it. But let's try running it in a virtual machine. Everybody bear with me a moment here while I get it set up. And I'm also going to adjust my camera here as well, because it is outputting the wrong aspect ratio. So everybody please bear with me for just a moment. Thank you. There we are. Now we're filling your entire 16 by 9 screen, if that's what you're... I out of habit, I'm putting the headphones on. I'm not actually sending my audio to him this time, so there's really no point in putting him on. It occurred to me after a second that there was no point in it, right? So let's go ahead, and I'm going to set up the VM here for the distro. So if we transition right on over, let's see. So we'll just call it whatever that name is, 36. Oh, let's change it here real quick. It defaults to Windows, of course. So Linux, Red Hat 64. And then let's give it some good RAM amount here. And then for the drive, let's say the maximum is 28 gigs. Let's say, why not? I'm going to hit start here. And it didn't download. What? It should have. It says that the Oh, I downloaded the... Okay, I see what I did. Folks, y'all gonna laugh at me in the comments on this one, but I downloaded the checksum file, not the... Okay, good to know. Good to know. Let me check my framing. I might want to bring my... Yeah, let's bring the camera over a little bit here so I'm a little more center framed. But yeah, I think that's good. All right, there we go. Yeah, I like that shot. Anyway, I hope I'm in focus. And while we're talking about things, let's check the comments, see if anybody is in the comments. Okay, nobody is yet, but when they are in the comments, I'll let you know. Okay, so, but anyway, that's why that ISO isn't in there. So let's go back and actually re-download. But this time, let's download the ISO file. I know, isn't this crazy? So we want to do, let's see, which one of these? So that's, I'm looking here. So that one of these is going to be KDE. And that's, so this is the GNOME one. And this is the KDE one. Okay. And this is the official one. Okay, so we're just going to take the GNOME one then. It's a North American download. Okay, there. Now it's actually downloading. So that clarifies that. Good to get the mix-up cleared up. There we go. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens with the brand new ISO. So as you can see, we got a few minutes left. But speaking of software that runs on Linux, has anybody heard about the new DaVinci Resolve, I wonder? Because I have, and it's got that voice isolation in it, and it sounds really good, actually. It's probably the best noise reduction, if you want to call it that, I've heard probably outside of maybe Isotope RX, personally, to my ears. Full disclosure, I don't have Isotope RX, I just have heard samples, and it's like, that cleans up pretty good, actually. But yeah, I mean, as far as like noise reduction, especially built in to an editor, which I mean, they're not calling it noise reduction, but it feels very much like it, right? You know, and I feel like they're even kind of pitching it as such. Anyway, not really a Linux topic. I just figured I'd chit chat with the audience while we wait, and let's see how long we got left on this download. 3 minutes and 20-something seconds. So, yeah, let's go and let's look around and let's see if there's anything else on the website that's going to be interesting to us. So it does have notes about the NVIDIA graphics cards and OBS Studio. Let's look at those for fun. Using game capture. So these are like, I guess, just things that I don't even know if these things, I guess they are specific to the distro. So let's see here. Interesting. So, yeah, this is for the AMD users. So apparently you can build something. There's like a different options apparently. And yeah, let's see. So supported hardware. That's a good question. What is only installs the latest NVIDIA driver version available. NVIDIA cards or what's not supported by this driver will not work and are not supported. So I guess there's no way of doing anything else. And hold on a minute. The VMs from before are causing trouble here. The system is getting full, so bear with me while I fix that. I'm just going to come in here and delete a big bunch of them. And here, we'll turn that VM off. But yeah, we'll go ahead and go through and delete all of these. So remove, delete all the files. Okay, hold on. No, I'm not trying to open you. Okay. Remove, delete all the files. Remove, delete all the files. There you go, see? So these are the ones we installed last time. Oh, and it looks like this is, yeah, I didn't shut it down correctly. There. So now that's off. And let's see, what are we doing on time here? A minute, 16 or so seconds. It says here that Wayland looks to be a requirement actually for the latest NVIDIA drivers on this. I'm sure that's probably just an NVIDIA thing in general. And I will say this, I noticed they're using WordPress because you can see the WordPress logo up there, right? So that's interesting. I wonder if it is WordPress.org or if it is, let's see, GeneratePress.com. What's that? Let's find out. Oh, okay. The foundation it's a light WordPress. Okay, so this is a theme. I thought it was a hosting provider, but actually, I come to think of the belt whip thing. Yeah, that's usually themes, isn't it? Wait, hold on. What's this say on here? Oh, the Kickstart files instruction for putting our yourself should you decide. Oh, that's cool. That might be kind of fun. I've never really used Kickstart before, so it might be fun to play with that at some point. And it looks like that we are almost good to go, everybody. We are at the last few seconds left. So let's wait for it to finish, I suppose. That's the next step. All right, so it looks like it's done downloading. Yeah, it is. And so let's go ahead. And here, hold on a minute. Let me close all this junk. There. Let's go ahead and launch this again. Here we go. And I'm going to have to set up, choose a disk file, and there it is. Let's go ahead and hit reset. And let's get this thing to install. So here we go. Well, anytime now. This would be a great time for it to work, folks. I'm just saying it would be a great time for it to work. It really be. My goodness, I tell you, great time for it to work. Well, let's try resetting the VM. Why not? All right. And let's try starting it again. Okay, and I'm just going to skip this because I don't really care if it checks the media. This is just a test VM. Here we go, and it's booting right up, everybody. And let's see here. I'm assuming this will be very similar to the Fedora installer that I'm actually a little familiar with, considering I have installed Fedora in the relative recent past. Let's find out. Come on. Anytime now. Maybe I should have given this extra CPU cores. I just now thought about that. Well, anyway, we have it launched now. And let's scale our screen up a little bit. I wonder if we can get to 175. Oh, maybe not. If I full screen the window, can we? Yeah, I think we can. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that looks kind of ugly, but it looks like we might be able to. There it is. So, continue. I wonder if I can unscale it because it seemed like it was adapting. Hold on. Scale to 100%. Yeah, it actually adapts. Awesome. I like it when Linux distros do that because then I can give you a proper, good-looking image that actually is reasonable. So we're going to say, there we go. That worked. I'm going to create a root user. Oh, interesting. So this gives you the option of enabling it or disabling it. Okay. So I guess we don't really need it then. Okay, so let's do Vincent Maggard. That is me, everybody. And let's set the password. Actually, here. You know what? Let's put caps in it. This is something I like it to do. There we go. Always when I do that, it changes my username. And we'll just give it a super secure password. And by super secure, I do mean weak. It's just a VM, so who cares? All right. A test VM, I should say. Obviously, if it was something production, that would be different. Why is it? There we go. Now it's saved, and I can hit begin installation. Here we go. Let's just see how long it takes to do this. This isn't a virtual machine. In theory, it shouldn't take too long. And we pretty well took just the defaults here. So let's just see what happens. This is the part where we cue the Jeopardy music. Oh, well, not the Jeopardy music because I don't have the license of that, but just the 1 moment from now, the new Linux distribution, Nabare, or whatever it is, will be installed in a virtual machine right here on Open Source tonight. Installing software, 0%. Installing software, 0%, huh? Anytime now. Anytime. There we go. Installing software, 2%. I guess it's like 2% milk. Yeah, I don't think anybody's getting these jokes. But anyway, that's fine. Now we wait for it to install. Now we wait for it to install. I wonder what my system utilization is while we're doing this. Oh, interesting. It thinks there's system updates to install in the regular system. That's interesting. But you know what I want to see is what is my system resources. Let's look at that. So here they are. And you can see that CPU, woof. Now I am encoding video on this machine too, but I'm using NVENC, NVIDIA's hardware encoder. So hopefully the CPU shouldn't be working too hard. Let's just see. Yeah, CPU utilization is only at about 9% in OBS. So the real question is, why is it that we're getting this issue? I don't know. That's a great question. You know, it's probably because of the VM, right? Pretty good reason. So I've got 8 physical cores and then 8 threads of hyperthreading on this system. It's running an AMD Ryzen 3700X processor with 16 gigs of RAM, as you can see here, and I've given it 4 gigs of RAM. And we are currently at the 9% mark. Good to know. So, oh, we just went to 10%. But yeah, no, now we wait. I feel like this is going to be one of the longer installs. I wonder if we go back to their website, if they actually have, I should have looked more thoroughly. They might actually have a lighter weight desktop that it wasn't something I paid attention to. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so let's see here. We're completely independent project. Yeah, makes sense that it's not a Fedora spin. So, I mean, they've got a bunch of different things in here. Fast mirrors enabled. I'm assuming that's a feature like of DNF. The package management here. And I'm assuming this is a good thing. I don't know. GST editing services is disabled. Causes wine to hang when creating new prefixes. Okay. Okay. Controller config package provided for easy installation of X1 and XPad Neo drivers and firmware. GNOME variable refresh rates added for Mutter. I'd actually like to see what that says. Oh, I thought it was going to open it here in a new tab. Due to repeat password brute force attacks, signing in to Reclip LDAP accounts is no longer possible. To log in with your GNOME account, please use your GNOME key clock button instead. Okay. Not really sure what that's about. Interesting. Lower refresh rate with non-throttled OpenGL applications. Missing Wayland protocol. Support for variable refresh rate isn't advertised by Wayland and ex-Wayland clients at the moment. Since there is no Wayland protocol which allows it to be advertised, there's also alternative solutions being proposed. For now, it's assumed that that every Wayland and X.org window supports VRR. This means that applications that have compatibilities with VRR may behave poorly while it's active. Okay. Interesting with the commits things and everything. Let's go back to the VM. 23% installed. Very well. Very well. And Trevor's in the chat and says, fancy. I wasn't looking at the chat for a few minutes, Trevor. I don't know what you were referring to as fancy, but okay, you know, obviously something was fancy. I don't know if you mean the Linux distro. Maybe that's what you meant. Linux distro seems interesting. If I wanted to daily drive Fedora, I could see it making sense to maybe install this instead of Fedora. It seems like that they're solving some potentially serious issues that the users might face with the system. And it just popped up 31 new updates. This is in the VM, folks. So that's one thing I will say I don't like is like you shouldn't be trying to update in the VM, right? Well, now it's went away, but and Trevor's referring to the entire broadcast. Good to know. Yeah, but so folks, anyway, we're installing this. I think it's going to be interesting once it gets done. I don't know when that's going to be. I think we may have to license the Jeopardy music for this show the next time I do it, so that way I can play it. But, you know, just imagine the Jeopardy music here, okay? Just use your imaginations, right? 3, 2, 1. Jeopardy music, right? Anyway. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, it's at 29. Oh, 30%. Woohoo, 30%, yeah. Maybe while we're waiting, I'll talk about my audio setup. Today, I'm running audio straight into the camera because that's one of the easiest ways to get sync. So the switcher is actually doing our audio mixing today. My poor audio board over there is all sad. That poor board right there is sad. It's sad. Look at that. It's not doing anything right now. That board is just sitting there, okay, folks? That's all it's doing. Yeah, it's all it's doing. And now we're back to the same shot you all have already seen. Yes, that's right. A shot of me talking to the camera. Anyway. So I wonder what is going to take so long. I wonder if I'd give it like an extra CPU core like I discussed a few moments ago. If that would have been substantially improving. Who knows? Let's just hop back over here. And let's take a look. So let's see. We talked about this right here, which I thought was interesting. The GNOME variable refresh rates patches have been added again. I would want that. I want that as an option. Let's see. NVIDIA GPU driver, GPU detection and driver auto installation. Nice. So it's completely automated. Okay. So I take it if I just installed this, it would just be done. Very good. Very good. Please be aware. Only the NVIDIA GPUs that work with driver version 5.15 or later are compatible. Why don't we Google that? NVIDIA driver. No. Okay, hold on. Okay, NVIDIA driver 5.15. No, 5.15. Yeah. So let's see here. What does the 5.15 support? Supported products. Here you go, everybody. I'll zoom into this for those of you at home. and you might not be looking at this in full screen. Even if you are, it might still help you out a little bit. So let's see, RTX series. It looks like that. Let's see here. I'm looking to see if my card is actually in this list. It's probably not because it's pretty old. 1050 Ti. Yeah, I don't see a 1050 Ti in there. Yeah, I don't think it's in there, folks. So if you have a 1050 Ti or some other card, I think you got a problem. Let's just confirm I'm not missing it. Yep, no results. All right. So they definitely ended support in this driver release for me. Sad face, no video. Oh, goodness. At least the old version of the driver still works. Let's check on the VM again. Installing the bootloader. Awesome. I think we're about done here. In my experience, for those that ain't installed Linux before, usually, okay, the bootloader install process is pretty quick. Well, anytime now. I bragged on you for nothing. You were supposed to do this quickly. Oh, goodness. Folks, that's what happens when you brag on something, saying it won't take that long, right? You know, it takes an hour. That's what happens sometimes, right? That's what happened. Okay, I better not sing, then the audience will leave. Oh, goodness. Yep, still installing. All right, well, I'll take a moment to say Happy Veterans Day and Happy Remembrance Day. The Americans, Veterans Day. The Canadians, Remembrance Day. Other countries that have holidays that I didn't list, that's today, happy insert the holiday here. Right? Yeah, so. Anyway, that's today. It's also Friday, which is a great day of the week. Anybody that has ever went to school or work 5 days a week, and Friday's the last day, I'm sure can appreciate that, right? Ooh, configuring installed system, everybody. This is good. It's configuring the installed system. Do you hear that? Oh, come on. Let's get this done. I want to try this out. I'm interested in this thing. Writing network config. All right, come on. Let's do this. This is going to be good. Come on. All right, here we go. Now we're really getting close to the end. Come on. Come on. I'm talking to it like it's a dog. Come here. Come here. Here's a good Linux distro. Oh, on today's episode of Vincent is Silly while installing Linux. All right, anyway. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Anytime now. Again, I didn't think this would take long. Normally, it's got to be that I didn't give it enough CPU cores. That's the only thing that makes any sense. Okay, here we go. Finally. Running post-install scripts. Come on. This should be the end right here, folks. Please don't prove me wrong. Oh, goodness. Can we change this in the middle of use? The keyboard layout, English thing? No, we can't. All right, finish installation. Yes, please. With pleasure. Let's move on. So here we go. We're finishing the installation. I got to say, this background that they've got here is a very beautiful background. Is it not going to reboot? Okay, I don't think it's going to. Do we just reboot ourselves? Let's find out. Restart and restart. Here we go. And is it going to auto eject the disk? Another important question. Or are we going to have to actually select? Yep, it's not going to auto eject the disk. I wish it would do that, but to be fair, sometimes I wish stuff wouldn't do that. So I'm just hard to make happy, I guess. All right. At least when it comes to this. But let's see here. So let me try restarting it. And there we go. All right, folks. Let's see how good its VirtualBox drivers is. Are they pre-installed? Does it auto-scale properly? That's something I'd like to see more Linux distros do, is that. So let's see. All right, we're ready at a login prompt. That booted a lot faster All right. Then I was expecting it to do with one core. So that's actually pretty good. And welcome to the desktop. All right. So it looks like it does work. And to be in a VM, it's pretty snappy. This got 4 gigs. Oh, here we go. Well, welcome, Wizard. But yeah, this only got 4 gigs of RAM, and it's pretty snappy for that. So let's see. First steps. Okay. Oh. Here we go. Okay. Would you like to install the required video playback and encoding packages now to resolve those issues? Nah, whatever. Okay, we will not ask you again. We won't ask you this until your next login? Oh, I don't know if I like that. Alright, we can install the proprietary NVIDIA drivers. We can install web apps, apparently. Next. Recommended additions. OBS Studio. Sure, why not? We could get that. Blender, that's cool. Let's see here. Look and feel. Okay. Theme your desktop. Why not? Let's try theming it. So this is GNOME, and I'm going to take a guess that there's probably... Since it says move, that's fine. Alright, appearance. So, it looks like, yeah, it's got like its own theme. I was thinking this looks a little different. And this is the light version probably, so maybe avert your eyes. Oh, it didn't do anything. Oh, these are the icons, I think. Yeah, these are the icons. Okay. That's my bad. This is the thing. This is a Weta. Huh. I guess Weta's just changed since the last time I looked at it. They keep changing it. It's nice. But this is like not even a Weta dark, is it? It just says a Weta. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess I'd have to go and get a theme for it. Interesting. Software updates are ready to install. This looks like it's probably still shipping GNOME software. And if I click on this, it does. It tells me what needs to be updated. All right. All right, that's good. And let's just see how smooth it is to download them. If I hit download, what happens? Restart and update. Oh. Restart and update. I don't know. Yeah, we'll do it later, I think. Okay. Choose a layout. Oh, okay. GNOME. No. Ooh, GNOME 2. Okay. All right, let's try that. Oh, I like it. Nice. Cool. Okay. I'm liking this, actually. This is pretty nice. Let's see here. Yeah, there's Fedora Media Writer. Again, they're not really hiding their Fedora heritage here. Let's look at the system resources here. Resources. Oof. Yeah, we're definitely running that one core pretty tough. Yeah, in the 90s. So we might want to actually beef it up a little bit. 11. So this is probably to emulate Windows 11. Yeah, feels Windows 11-y to me. I don't think that's a word, but it feels like it's Windows 11. At least kind of anyway. And then Pineapple. I'm going to take a wild guess this is probably to emulate Mac OS. Yeah, kind of feels Mac OS-y, don't it? And then we've got Traditional. I feel like this is probably a Windows 7 kind of thing. Yeah, it kind of feels like Windows 7, doesn't it? And Unity, I'm going to take a wild guess, looks and acts like the old Unity. Yeah, kind of. Kind of reminds me of like the Ubuntu GNOME setup, like when they got ready from Unity. Okay. I think, let's leave it on GNOME 2. I think I like that style the best. Okay. Oh. Stopped responding there at the welcome screen. Okay. Show troubleshooting. Join the community. Yada, yada, yada. All right, I think that's enough of this part. What if we... Yeah, I like how snappy that is. So, let's see here. If I install something, how quick does it install? Sure. Create. Why not? Let's go create. So let's see what is under here real quick. once it finishes. There it is. Took it long enough to load. Let's install Inkscape. Wait, I think it's already installed. It's already installed. Okay. So flat packs are on here. Okay. And then it's got an RPM build too. DIY a layout creator. Sure, why not? Let's install this. All right. And do what, Trevor? Trevor said in the chat, do. Okay. So you hit install. It looks like it's memorized the password from before. Or remembered it, not required me to re-enter. Okay. And this does look like just to be literally GNOME software. So, I mean, it even says software. I'm pretty sure that's just GNOME software. So this is like a thing to design like circuit boards and such. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Folks, I think I'm just going to end the recording of the stream because honestly, I haven't uploaded it anyway the last few times. The recording that YouTube does is pretty close to the same thing I have. So we'll just stop that. And hold on a minute. Let me just check here and see. Okay, we don't need Ubuntu's ISO in here. It's a couple gigs. I'll get rid of it. I'm running out of storage on this drive, folks. Oh, the Jeopardy theme. Yeah, I get it now. The Jeopardy theme's what Trevor was talking about. Yeah, it makes sense. All right. Anyway, I've cleared up a little bit of disk space. We should be good to go. And this looks to be almost done installing. All right. One question that I'm curious about is, are they shipping a different kernel than Fedora? Now, I'm honestly not 100% sure which kernel Fedora is shipping, but let's just look anyway. Name, well, there we go. -R. Yeah, okay. So it is a Fedora. Okay. So yeah, I mean, they really are not changing much. It's really just like a few little things. Another thing I'm curious about, are we pre-shipping HTOP? I would like you to, nope. But top looks to be on here, which is pretty much on every Linux distro I think I've ever tried. For those that don't know, HTOP is basically like a better version of this. Let's see here. What about Nano? Do we have to use VI in here? No, we have Nano. All right. All right. I want to say that at least on Red Hat, you actually have to specifically install Nano, from what I remember. So this is good that it's actually not that way. Finally, a stream I can watch that's not blurry. LOL. Yeah. Yeah. Having good internet comes in handy, folks. Finally, hopefully, we'll not have to deal with streaming issues anymore. So the next one I may actually do at 1080. Because, I mean, I've got the bandwidth for it as long as it stabilizes. So, but 720 seems to be pretty good. So, anyway, right now I'm encoding with HEVC at 6 megs a second, which is pretty good. And for those that are wondering how I do that, I'm actually using FFmpeg to pick up OBS's feed. I send it to an internal server, and then it picks it up from there and restreams it. And the reason I'm doing that is because OBS, while it does support YouTube's HLS implementation, which is required to use HEVC for upload, the problem with that, and there's the program open, by the way, the problem with that, though, is that I don't particularly care for streaming directly in OBS. For one thing, I've had issues before with OBS where if you ain't careful with the settings, you could record the exact same bit rate and everything as you're streaming. So what I like to do is just stream at a really high bit rate, and then if that actually happens, it won't really be that big of a deal. But I'm not even recording it anymore to save storage space here, as I just mentioned, so it doesn't really matter now anyway. But whatever. I still like to do it. I still like to do it with the FFmpeg command. Anyway. So maybe I'll actually share that command with everybody at some point. I'll have to remove my stream key because it's literally in there and the HLS URL. But, you know, you basically just replace it with yours. But yeah, it looks like this thing's working. Now, I am not really very good at this. So we got a breadboard and I can place it, I guess. Yep. And what about these terminal strips? Or thermal strips. Is it? It's terminal. Terminal, yeah. So let's see. Sure, why not? Let's just put an audio transformer on here. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm just playing around, folks. But let's see. Michael says, FFmpeg can do it all. One of my favorite programs. Thank you. I very much agree. I have used FFmpeg for so many different things. It comes very much in handy. If you are using a lot of video stuff, you'll probably find a use case for FFmpeg eventually. I've used it to convert video files to whatever I need. I've used it to downsize things. For example, I downsize 1920 by 1080, which I'm actually creating in OBS Studio. It is getting FFmpeg, that 1080p video, and I'm downscaling it to 720p right now. And that's what you're all seeing. So again, it can scale, it can encode in a variety of formats, it can stream to basically anything from YouTube's HLS implementation to Twitch's RTMP to YouTube's RTMP to your own custom server to produce MPEG Dash. Anyway, I'm a fan of FFmpeg. So yeah, I'm with you on that, Michael. All right, let's see. Yeah, what else? We could put a resistor on here. Can you all tell that I'm just messing around and I have no idea how to use this program? Because it's true, I've never even used it before. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool that it works, so we can close out of that. This Linux distro is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. So there's a Plex client on here from the looks of it, Darktable for your photos, you know, yada yada yada, pretty much all the standard stuff. Splash, video mapping software. I haven't heard of this. Hold on. What is this? Splash is free as in GPL, modular mapping software. Oh, okay. So like this is, huh. Interesting. So I guess this is something, that you would use. For like, maybe like a TV documentary or something, showing like a Google Earth kind of thing, but it's open source. I guess that's what that is. Anyway, we've kind of looked around at the software, I think. So, does anybody have suggestions of what we should install next? I'm leaving it up to the audience. So, what Linux distro should I install next is about to be in your chat. Respond to the question and answer, and I will install one of them. There we are, everybody. I have started the questions. So let me know. Oh, I guess Q&A probably wouldn't work for that, would it? I haven't used this before, so I guess, yeah, this would be like questions and answers. Okay, I'm actually going to end it because it just occurred to me I should just have you put it in the chat. Never mind. I'm still getting good at this live streaming thing. There's supposed to be a way to put a poll in the chat, I thought, like an actual poll. Oh, here it is. Start a poll. But what Linux distros would I have you all pick between? I don't know. Anyway, y'all can just put it in the chat. But yeah, this does seem like an interesting Linux distro. Interesting. And I mean, it's got, I guess you could say, a good set of starting off things. It's got pulse volume control. It's got cheese. Is OnlyOffice already installed on here, or do you actually have to? It is. Interesting. Am I correct? I believe OnlyOffice is proprietary. Interesting. I'm surprised that this is shipping a proprietary application. Linux distros usually don't do that. Also, why is it taking so long to actually load? What is this, like a web app or something? About. Huh. Oh, this is actually, I take it back, a GPL application. My apologies. I didn't realize it was. Install Peer OS. Do you mean Pear OS, Trevor, or do you actually mean Peer? Because I'm honestly not sure which one. Let's Google it. There might be one that's called that. Yeah, now it's finally open. This looks so much like Microsoft Word, doesn't it? Doesn't that just look so much like Microsoft Word. It really does. Okay. All right. Out of your all suggestions, I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take KDE Neon and whatever Trevor's suggestion was, PureOS, PearOS. I'm really not 100% sure. PearOS. That's what I figured. Yeah. I've actually installed PearOS before. So we might do that second. But just so everybody knows, I'd say most people probably do. It is like this Linux distro that is supposed to be like Mac OS like. And I don't even know if it's even being made anymore, honestly. It might not be. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Trevor confirmed it was that. And yeah, I mean, you can see that they're trying to emulate Mac OS. Maybe what would be fun to do is actually do a YouTube video where I compare Pear OS to Mac OS, where I've got a Mac as well. That could be a fun YouTube video. All right, so let's run over here to downloads, and let's see. By downloading, yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and download. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. This is in the VM. Never mind. The VM was actually somewhat snappy. And Trevor's suggesting Gordella Dragonized Edition on another Linux distro. All right, we might try that too. So let's shut this down. We don't want to install some updates because I'm about to delete them. We're about to delete the updates, everyone. That's what we're going to do. We're going to delete them. All right. So, Pear OS. Well, OS. Okay. And we'll go ahead and get that. Download that. Let's get rid of the virtual machine. Delete. Okay. What else? So let's get KDE Neon. KDE Neon. Full disclosure, folks, I'm not the biggest fan of KDE. It's all right, but I'm really more of a GNOME guy. But we're going to go ahead and download it anyway. So let's see here. There's a couple different options. There's the user distro. There's the testing distro. And there's the unstable distro. Oh, and there's the developer distro. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to play with the developer one. All right. 2.5 gigs of data, and it will take a few minutes to download. And let's go ahead and get PearOS as well. What's the system requirements? Okay. Very well. Looks like I should be able to meet that just fine. We'll give it 8 gigs of RAM this time to give it plenty of experience. I think I can give it 8 gigs. How much am I using? Yeah, getting kind of close. I think we can do that. Michael says I haven't used KDE Neon in years, and I only used it recently. Yeah, I've installed it before myself in a VM. It's been several years. But again, it's not something that I have really used extensively, so that makes sense. Oh, they actually, do they have, Pear books are based on Clevo laptops. Interesting. I didn't, okay. So, how do I'd like to see like the prices on it. Do I have to go here to get them or something? Like this is like a control center thing. Yeah, maybe that's just like a thing that's coming soon or something. All right, let's go ahead and download this. So it says that it's about to start downloading. Well, any time now. Okay, let me go ahead and download will begin in 12:11. Okay. I gotta say their website's pretty nice. I don't know, maybe they were trying to copy Apple on the website or something. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, and it just took me to not a Wikipedia, a GitHub page. But it's like oh, this is releases. That's what it is. Okay. Last updated August the 9th of this year. All right. So yeah, this is actually pretty recent. Oh, it's based on Arch Linux? I did not know that. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Installer here. Are they using an Electron app for their installer? I think they might. Yeah, they are. Look at that. They're using an Electron app for their installer. Well, that right there is going to be controversial to a bunch of people, I'm sure. Interesting. Okay. I don't think I know of Linux distro that uses an Electron app for the installer. But hey, maybe. Let's see. General. So, okay. Yeah, so this is our .desktop file. Interesting. Trevor says another cool distro would be to install Slackware. Yeah, Michael says, wait, Pear is based on Arch? Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, it that's what the repo is called right there, right? I'm surprised by that. I'm really surprised by that. All right. Well, it looks like that our ISOs. Okay. Well, one of them's downloaded. And I guess the releases page is where I was supposed to download the other one. So bear with me for a minute here. And let's get a release to be downloaded. So let's see here. All right. So I've started that download as well. So let's go ahead and install this. All right. So let's go Pear OS. And I guess under Linux, we'll select Arch Linux 64-bit. And I'm trying to remember what 8 gigs of RAM is in megabytes. Let's see. I know what I can do. I think this is the right math. 2 times 4096. Yeah, I think that's right. That sounds right to me. 8192. Okay. 20 gigs of storage. Why not? And let's install this. Okay. Pear OS. Oh, wait, we were going to install KDE Neon right now anyway because it's still downloading. I forgot about that. My bad. I got ahead of myself on this one. We'll just leave the VM open. Okay, so let's create KDE Neon. Now, KDE Neon from memory is Ubuntu. Did I spell neon right? Yeah, actually, I think I did. I am horrible at spelling, folks. Probably shouldn't have brought that up considering I spelt it right, but I'm not the best speller. All right, Ubuntu 64-bit. And then I'm going to come in here. We'll give you 4 gigs of RAM. And yeah, we'll give you... It's allocating up to that size anyway. So there we go. Hit add. Downloads. Here we go. Hit choose. Hit start. All right, folks. Let's see if it scales to match everything. Let's find out. And it is checking the disk. I don't want it to do that, so I will skip checking the disk. Michael says, I like boring desktops and distros like Debian and XFC, but I still like to see what the flashy distro's up to. I got you. Yeah, I mean, for me, I use Ubuntu, and with GNOME, and I like the system to get out of my way. I'm not, I like, it's fun to play with Linux VMs, occasionally here and there, but as far as I'm concerned, I kind of know what I'm used to and what I seem to like. Every time I jump ship from things I'm used to, it's kind of an annoyance. So I think most people's that way. It's probably part of the reason a lot of people don't switch to Linux is, I'm used to the way Windows works, right? Or the way Mac works, or whatever they're currently on. For me, I've gotten very used to GNOME 3, and so when I use something else, I have to kind of untrain myself to want to be a GNOME 3 user. And why do that when I can just install GNOME 3, right? Anyway. All right. And this one looks like it's not going to scale. That's not no fun, but that's fine. We'll just scale it ourselves. By the way, one of the things I don't care about KDE is actually this mouse cursor that's the default cursor. I do know there is ways to get rid of it, but like it's annoying. Speaking of which, do you give me the option to get rid of it already? Let's see. I got to remember where this is. I'm sure people are pointing at the screen laughing at me not knowing how to deal with this. Okay. Cursors. I bet it's in here. Nope. They do not have a cursor in here to get rid of it. Well, I don't like this style of cursor, but we'll live with it. I am going to change the windows, though. Yeah, look at that. I like this theme. It's cool. Breeze is actually a pretty theme, too, other than the mouse, which we still have the mouse. But anyway. Doesn't KDE Neon have a special command for apt update and apt upgrade? I forget what it is. I don't know if it has that, Michael, but it might. Again, I got to be honest with you. I know very little about KDE Neon and KDE in general. I'm really a GNOME user, so that probably shows, doesn't it? Anyway, let's see here. So let's do the install. New York and all that stuff for the time zone. We're going to erase the disk. And system partition. Okay, let's just do like that. And then let's select my name. So again, we're going to call it Vincent Maggard. I've had people actually mispronounce it in a funny group of ways before. I've actually been called before on the phone Vincent Maggot. I am not kidding. Vincent Maggot. I don't know how they got that out of Maggard, but they did. And we're going to log in with that extremely secure password. I noticed, by the way, that it's not flagging it as a bad password. It really should do that because the password that I'm using is very insecure. You can make the argument part of the reason I should be using it like that is to see if it gives us any issues. This one seems to install, at least to my mind, so far a lot faster. Their installer is really pretty too, actually. Let's see. KDE Unstable Edition. So I guess the Unstable Edition or the GNOME Edition, not the GNOME Edition, sorry. I got GNOME on the brain. But I guess this is the distribution we're looking at, which is supposed to be like with the developer tools pre-installed. It's apparently like the unstable developer. I'm sorry, everybody. I just got tired of listening when I started this show. I don't know why. I guess it's been a long day. I have been up for a while. But I apologize for yawning on you. But no, I will say this, like, it's interesting that it would be based on the Unstable Edition. My guess is they're doing that is because, like, the Unstable Edition is, like, the most cutting edge, and developers can start testing on that already. But my guess is that where it's unstable, a lot of things are going to change anyway if you're testing against it. Michael says, yeah, I feel you. My workflow with GNOME is blazing fast. Plasma, not so much. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, for those of you that don't use GNOME here, let me just hop out of this real quick and let me put my terminal that is actually encoding all of this in another workspace so I won't accidentally show you stuff you're not allowed to see. My stream key. But if we look at my desktop, I mean, look at this. I hit the Windows key or the super key, and I can get all my windows on the screen. I can search for something. So if I want to say open, let me think here. What should we open that isn't open? Let's say I want to open LibreOffice. writer. I just type a few letters, hit enter, and here we are. Look at how quick that is. You get used to being able to open stuff that fast. And then when I want to close stuff, most things on Linux, it's just Control Q. And what do you know? That was one of them. So again, it's really easy for me to open and close stuff, right? I find it to be very interesting. Yeah. And it looks like that you, let's see, shells, get a powerful. Oh, this is like that company, isn't it, that like has like the hosting service where you can get like a Linux thing? Yeah. Okay. I've actually never tried this, but it does seem interesting. 1 processor, 2 gigs of RAM, 40 gigs of storage, unlimited usage. Interesting. How much is 8 gigs of RAM? Only $16 a month. Interesting. I haven't actually dug into this before. What if I dig into this? Whoa. Oh. Hold on a minute. You have to pay for like 3 months up in advance. Shell Pro 3 months special. First month free. So is there a way not to do that? I don't know. Anyway. Uh-oh. File system concerns again. Okay. Let's go and look at the VM. Yeah, the VM is installing away. Let me see if I can clear some more files off the drive here. It's getting kind of old. Having to deal with this kind of thing. So let's see. I can remove the Linux distro ISO we just installed. There we go. That will give us several gigs back. Awesome. All right. And if I do that, hopefully we'll have enough disk space. That ought to do it. Let's go back to the installer. Here we go. It looks like it's almost done. Installing the bootloader, everybody. Installing the bootloader. All right. Shell process jobs. Okay, so we're at 89%. I'm curious how quick Firefox will open in this live CD mode. Now, granted, it is running the ISO off of an SSD, so that's going to, in theory, make it faster. Yeah, it's still kind of slow, though. Okay. To be fair, it might be the fact that this has 1 CPU core. I really got to give them more than 1 CPU core. I just don't think about it. I'm pretty sure that's the default, if memory serves, so I need to actually do that. Removing 4 packages. So I guess that's like the installer's package or something like that, probably. Stuff it just needs for the live CD, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, though. Why would it install those in the... Yeah, that makes even less sense. Kdevelop. I've never heard of this before. We should dig into this real quick, everybody, while we're waiting on this. What is Kdevelop, I wonder? That's a question. So this is like their development tool from the looks of it. So let's see. Plasma. Okay. Standard empty terminal. Okay. Obviously, we can make a Qt app, and we can also make a K-text editor. Huh. So this is like a plugin to work with Kwrite, Kate, Kdevelop, etc. Interesting. Okay. And I can obviously build a Qt app too. Interesting. All right, I'm going to close out of this. KDE Neon Unstable Edition has been installed. So it doesn't even acknowledge the developer, that it's a developer edition, even here in the installer. It's been installed on your computer. You may now restart the system. So let's do that. So I'm going to hit done. And does it eject the disk? Let's find out. All right. I hit enter, and it looks like it is going to be ejected already. All right. Yep. It looks like that we are booting in. Yep. And the disk is ejected. Awesome. All right. And I'm logged in. Well, trying to log in. There we go. Didn't select the mouse or something in the VM. All right. Let's see if I can get this thing booted up. Is there anything that y'all would like me to try in this Linux distro here? So, oh, okay. This update will stop receiving security patches and updates in 27 days. So for those that don't know, well, no, why would that be? KDE Neon on 2204. There should still be security patches. Huh, I don't know what that's about. Interesting. All right, I would like to try and get the graphics to work better. Let's try doing that. So devices, so the guest editions, and let's see how KDE handles it. Mount and open. Yes, please. Let's do that. Open a terminal here. All right, that was pretty seamless. Okay, sudo, and let's run this and see if we can fix our graphics issues. I wish they would pre-ship this, but they don't apparently, so let's see how long it takes for us to do it. Looks like it is shipping kernel 5.15. So I want to say that's what? 5.15 is, it's several ones below the current one. I think the current one's like 5.19 or something. Michael says, just explore everything Plasma. Feels so foreign to me. Really interesting. Yeah, Plasma, I mean, it's definitely foreign to me too. I actually know the other person in the chat here, Trevor, and I know that Trevor likes KDE, so, you know, I guess that will be fun for Trevor to watch me not understand KDE. So let's see here. So we have just, from the looks of it, created what we needed. So let's try rebooting the VM here, and let's see what happens. So I'm going to hit restart, and okay, and here we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and adjust our scaling back to 100% because my guess is in a second it's going to kick in the graphics drivers. Let's find out what happens. Okay. Probably won't kick in until after I log in. I know this on VirtualBox, usually that's the way it works. Oh, let's run Unome. And Trevor says, I haven't used KDE in a long time. Yeah, I mean, I know you don't use it regularly or anything anymore, but like, you do at least have used it in the past, and I take it you probably, I guess, like it at least a little bit. Maybe not. All right, so we're actually running a full proper resolution desktop now. It's sluggish though, so you know what we're gonna do? Let's add some resources to this. Let's give it some more cores. Let's give it like 3 cores. This thing should be screaming instead of barely running. So let's do that. So system processor. I'm gonna give it. Let's just give it 4 cores, right? We're going to just really beef it up. And I'd say 4 gigs of RAM is probably still enough, but if not, we can always come back and add a little more to that too. And Trevor says that I use it as my regular. Also, Michael, I will run a uname-a on it because I'm curious as far as like exactly what it's going to say in the uname-a. So that will be something I will run for those that are interested here. And Trevor says, yeah, I still like it, but maybe I should just play with it on my Linux laptop. Yeah, I think that might be fun. You might want to try that. So where is the desktop? Speaking of it, I'm going to cut away from this because I'm afraid people are going to think that the video's broke. It's not. It's just that the VM isn't outputting anything. This is the part where we would hope that it would be fixed. Come on. What is your problem, VM? Did I crash the VM? I'm beginning to wonder. Session information. CPU load is 0%. Huh? Maybe I give it too many CPU cores or something? If that's even possible. I don't know how that would be possible. I mean, it would be possible like to use too many for the system. Oh, Trevor points out the obvious. Well, it's an unstable build. Very good point, Trevor. You do make a valid point. All right, let's see. Okay. There. Now it looks like it's working. All right. So let's see what we can explore. So I do know some things like this is Dolphin. For those that don't know, the file manager. And I suppose we can look around to see what the system ships with. Yeah, it looks like a pretty stock system. Is there anything in public? No. Videos? Nope. I'm thinking there might be like some test files or something in at least some of these. Nope. Music? Nope. Desktop? Nope. Templates? I think I already looked at templates anyway. Nope. Okay, so it's pretty well empty. What about recent files? Recent locations. Okay. And it looks like this is still... Oh, no, this is the internal drive, so okay. This is also still here, so I'm going to eject it. Get it out of our way. What does the network screen look like? Okay. If I go to shared folders, does it actually show? I've got some shared folders on the network that are SMB. Let's find out. Because I've noticed that on some Linux distros, it doesn't seem to detect shares that are... Yeah, no shared folders found. Like, I would have to, like, manually connect. Is there even a way, I wonder, to connect to it? Because, like, on GNOME, there is... Let's see, add a network folder. Okay. Microsoft Windows network drive. Yeah, so it looks like you probably could. Name folder. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to connect to one. Oh, you know what? I just thought about this. Actually, the computer that's doing that network share is not on right now. So actually, I can't hold that against it. It shouldn't be finding. If it found it, that would be kind of weird, actually, considering it shouldn't. This is like mobile devices, Bluetooth. Yeah, obviously there's no Bluetooth device. So one thing I will say that's pretty cool is you can split it. That is something they still got, apparently. Okay, cool. And as far as remote, interesting. We have got a bunch of stuff in here. Huh. Okay. Pretty cool. Let's see. What else? Favorites. So Firefox, System Settings, Dolphin, and Discover. So this is their software center, which I really have no experience at all. So let's go take a look at that. All right. I'm liking this design right now. This is great, actually. This is really nice. All right. Let's see here. I want to try playing with this here in a minute. Let's try installing something. So sources. It can install either a snap or an actual package from the looks of it. Wait. Hold on. Or a flat package. It will install any of the three. Let's just install the actual deb package, because as far as I know, this is based on Debian. I'll put my password in and hit OK. Okay. And we'll come back to that. Oh, this is the update screen. Okay. Woof! Don't have very many updates, do we? Woohoo! Just look at that. It just keeps on going and going and going. All right. Let's see here. We can look around other stuff. I've actually installed this before. It's kind of fun to play with. So that's a flat pack. So it's interesting. I like the fact that it shows you where they're from. This one doesn't say flat pack, so I'm guessing this is just a regular... Well, no, it's got a FlatHub package. It says loading, so maybe it's like still pulling in data from the package or something. Interesting. And tasks, if I go to tasks, okay, so this tells me the installing. I gotta say, this is actually a pretty well built out tool, folks. Interesting. Okay. So now KStars is installed. Let's close this and let's just see what that's like real quick. We'll just have a quick detour. Okay, so it's education, desktop, planetarium. Uh-oh, it crashed. Now, I don't know if that's a problem with it or the distribution itself. Report the bug. The KDE crash handler has unexpectedly closed too. Yeah, so unstable indeed. So considering that it's actually already installed, I mean, we do have... what was it that was already on here? Development. Yes, here's our development stuff that's pre-installed. Okay. Interesting. So here's what I want to know. Let's check out a few things. Let's check out a terminal. So KConsole. I'm going to do uname dash A. Okay. Looks like it's like shipping like a generic kernel. Oh, actually, no, it's an Ubuntu one. Here it is. Okay. Very well. 5.15.0 revision 50. Okay. Good to know. Another thing I would like to know, well, there we go. Let's try apt installing or uninstalling. Let's try removing Firefox, for example. I just want to see. Should work just fine because it's based on Ubuntu. Just want to see if they've tweaked it any. Nope, looks just like exactly what I'd expect. And does the Firefox logo? Awesome, it does go away. And apparently Kate Auto shows up in its place. I don't know why it did that, but it did. Huh. Well, there you are. The default theme on this looks pretty nice. I wonder if it installed like additional themes. Settings, system settings. Let's find out. System settings has unexpectedly crashed. We'll report the bug. Oh my goodness. We'll report the bug on the crash handler. Really? Yeah, this is definitely unstable. They got that right. Okay, well, one of the things I wanted to know was the themes, but I can't check that. But you know what we can check? Let me go back in here. One thing that I am curious about, everybody. One thing that I am curious about. It escapes me. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the developer tools. I'm guessing GCC's in here. Yep. What about Make? Yep. G++? Yep. All right. So, yeah, a bunch of stuff is in here. I'm guessing Python 3 probably is in here because I think on Ubuntu it's pre-installed. If I can type Python 3, right? Nope, not Python 2. 3. Yep, it's pre-installed. So I can do something that would be like basic here in a way. While true, print hello everybody. And there it is, printing like crazy. And there we go. And let's see here. So it's interesting. It just says it's built on Linux. Like on some stuff, it will actually say like built on Red Hat or something. Interesting. Michael's asking, is Cadora or is that Cadora? Let's see. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that, to be completely honest with you. Let's find out if it's installed. Let's take a look, and I'll tell you. Let's see. No, it does not appear to be. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I've heard of that application before. I wonder why it's not here. Interesting indeed. Yeah, I wonder why. Huh. So this is like a template generator for like a project. K-Runner. Okay. Let's go and reinstall Firefox. I probably shouldn't have installed Firefox because now I would like to search. And I could do it outside the VM, but I think it'd be fun if we just stay in the VM. So let me just reinstall Firefox real quick. But I want to know, I've heard of K-Runner before. I think it's like a task scheduler kind of thing, but I'm about to Google it because I want to see for sure. So this could be a good education for everybody involved. I wonder also if Firefox will auto come back down here or if it won't. It does actually. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting how it does that. And I'm just going to skip the setup, skip the step, skip, and start browsing. Okay. Okay, I would like to, what is it? Yeah, let's see. K runner. Okay, here we go. K runner is a launcher built in to the KDE or the Plasma desktop. While its basic function is to launch programs from a sort of mini command line, its functionality can be extended by runners to assist the user to accomplish a lot of tasks. Oh, okay. This is not what I thought it was at all, actually. So cool. So I guess then this search box would access KRunner. So, yeah, I think they've changed the UI since then a little bit, but okay. Oh, I can run shell commands in it. Let's find out. So, ping 8.8.8.8 run. Where does it run at? Does it just open a terminal? Honestly, I'm really not sure what it does. I guess it runs in the background. Interesting. Okay. I think that covers that. Firefox is pretty snappy too. I like that. Okay, I do see KDE Connect in here, which I have seen people talk about before. So let's open that up. Even though I'm pretty sure I won't be able to do anything without a phone connected to the computer, which I don't have handy right now. Another thing I want to try here is this Explorer thing. So what does this do exactly? That's the question. So maybe I go into power management, update on demand. Okay, this is, I guess, like a database kind of thing. Can I change the values? I don't think I can. Okay. Interesting. Info center. What's in the info center? This feels like some kind of a welcome center, which is constantly closing. We'll report that. And then it also had the error reporting thing closed too. Okay, let's just Google it. What is the KDE Info Center? K Info Center. Oh, this is like their settings thing. Okay. Interesting. That's how it works, huh? Okay. Interesting. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here, I think. Oh, yeah, we're getting a bunch of errors. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. They weren't kidding about it being unstable. We'll just shut the VM down like this. It's like simulates pulling the power cable. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And let's play with PowerOS for a few minutes. And then I think I'm going to end the show. Michael says, gotta go. Thanks for the fun stream. See you next time. Well, thanks for coming, Michael. Appreciate your viewership. And, yeah, feel free to check the recording out of this later. All right. For everybody else, let's try this out. Let's install PowerOS. Here we go. Doesn't that just feel like a Mac OS thing? And it even has an option to launch with the latest NVIDIA drivers. All right. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So now it's launching everything here. And I'm curious to see, again, like with the other ones, will it have the VirtualBox guest editions or some kind of support in there that will allow it to fill the full screen of the VM? Or are we going to have to set it as a small window again with the scaling until I install it? That's the real question. And I mean, I think, a lot of people install Linux distros from the command line. And I think because of that, realistic, or not the command line, but from a virtual machine to play around with them. So you want to give people the best experience you can. Obviously, a VM has limitations, and obviously installing on bare metal hardware is going to be better. But my question is, can we not do better on the support? I mean, some distros clearly do. I'd like to see it on all of them. And it looks like, oh, I missed it. There was a loading screen that looked kind of like the Mac OS loading screen for a split second. All right, let's install Pair OS. Oh, it looks like it does have the guested instance installed, but they're not like scaling. Let me try taking in and out of the virtual machine in and out of full screen. I find sometimes that helps it find that it needs to do something. Yeah, and this is like pretty slow, but this very much feels like Mac OS in a lot of ways. Obviously, they're heavily inspired, and this menu has nothing on it. So, Pair OS. So, trying to get it to install. Well, so it looks like it's based on KDE. All right. Yeah, I mean, this feels a lot like Mac OS. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Oh, here comes the installer. That took a long time. Okay. Open Firefox instance, open gparted. Install or restore from a backup. Okay. Let's install. And you can tell it's an Electron app with this. Alright, I agree. Select the drive. And it's doing something. So what is it doing? Installation finished. That was really quick. So I guess I have to set like the username and stuff on the reboot. Well, you can now close this window. It's not working. Alt F4. Oh, that actually worked. Okay. So how do I shut it down? Because like my instinct is to go to the Pair logo. I almost want to call it the Apple logo. It looks so similar. Okay, I don't think I can. So let's just reboot. So I mean, this is kind of buggy. Pretty clearly, and I'm going to unmount the drive, and I'm going to restart the VM. All right, let's see what happens. So, it seems like we kind of had some issues there. I mean, after we reinstall, we should have been able to close it with the button. Now we couldn't. And then we should also been able to reboot from the UI, and we couldn't. So I don't know what that was about, but I don't know. Now we're setting at a blinking cursor. Why are we setting at a blinking cursor? Okay, let's try rebooting it one more time. And if it doesn't work this time, we may want to just try installing again. That was the quickest install ever. Like, I don't know how it installed that quick. If it's based on KDE alone is, pretty decent size. So, you're copying that over to the drive. I think it broke and it didn't realize it, so it still said it worked, right? Like their error code or something, detection code wasn't working right or something. Who knows? Yeah, and it's not. It's not cooperating. Okay. Let's just try this again. You broke it, LOL, Trevor says. I did not break it. But that being said, my experience with ParaOS from several years ago, I had a lot of issues with it getting it installed. So I was hoping they had fixed those issues, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. It does look quite nice, though. I mean, the UI looks good. I am biased as somebody that likes to look at Mac OS, but, you know, it doesn't look bad. So now we wait while we get this thing installed. Come on. And it doesn't even want to boot now. Maybe I really did break it. Let's look at our session info. Oh, look at that CPU, 100%. Oh, there it goes. It was doing something there for a second. You could see the logo come up. So it's probably doing, okay. And I think this is our desktop, so I should be able to run this. Well, and there we go. The menu bar works this time. Okay. Maybe we'll get a more functional live CD along with install. Yeah, that looks so much like Mac OS. Look at that display one. How have they not gotten sued for this? This is so close. I feel like that. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. I guess it's still different enough they can't get sued, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe Apple just doesn't care. So let's try installing again. And again, it looks like it's installing pretty quick. We may just want to explore the live CD. Yeah, look at that. Installation finished. And again, like there's like some kind of highlight down there I can't see. Okay. Alt F4 apparently is the only way to get out of it, just like before. But we can look at this. So get support on Discord, ask questions on the forum. It's interesting they have that. Service, pair book. Stay tuned for pair books coming soon. Okay. Storage. Parentosh HD. 4 gigs of the available 3 gigs. How is that even possible? That shouldn't be possible. Let's look at the display preferences for fun. Oh, okay. I can come in here and I can apply. Okay, keep. This is going to look better. Scale back to 100%. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's better. Okay. Interesting. What does system report do? Does it give us a screen like Mac OS does? And it even has the serial number field, but it just doesn't show anything. System report doesn't seem to do anything? Huh. Maybe it's there just for show. Okay, let's look at the software. Is this GNOME software? It feels like it. Yeah, I think this is GNOME software. Can I... Rhythm box. Interesting. Huh. Oh, yeah, look at this. It is just broke. Yeah, this thing is... Yeah, this thing's broke, folks. I do like their desktop background, though. I mean, look at the pretty Mac. Or not Mac, but the pretty Apple, well, book logo, whatever. Let's try the shutdown process. Well, I thought it might ask me, do I want to shut down like Mac OS does? It doesn't. But anyway, folks, I think it's going to end our live show for today. I'm getting kind of tired here for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm probably going to go and make myself dinner and go to bed. I'd planned on this show lasting a little bit longer, but I think I'm going to have to call it quits. It's been a long day. But maybe we'll do another one of these tomorrow, or no, probably not tomorrow. Maybe we might do one of these next Friday again. I don't know. I'm thinking we might start doing a live stream on here every Friday night. That might be a fun thing to do because I'm enjoying doing these live streams. People seem to like them, so I might do that. Anyway, there's a regular Linux YouTube video coming out on why I like Linux. I've already talked about it a little bit before on this channel. I am going to be talking about it more in an upcoming video, so check that video out. And thanks for watching Open Source tonight, everybody. Appreciate your viewership. And until next time, thanks for watching, and goodbye.